Hello, my fellow nerds. Welcome back to the podcast. We are doing Ahsoka Episode 5, spoilerific talk. If you like the stuff you're doing here, give it a thumbs up. Giving away a PS5 at 2,000 subscribers. If I get my Super Bowl pick right, Sleepy D is going to do a dance.
No.
We took a vote and he already agreed it's going to be the Macarena
What?
in Speedos. Anyway, let's get to the episode. I'll start once again. It's a 10. I'm sorry if y'all didn't watch Clone Wars and Rebels. Like the people in this video with me, they didn't watch. They decided to watch One Piece and stuff. But this episode is everything I want in Star Wars. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm sorry. I'm going to now officially shit on the sequel trilogy. Fuck those episodes. This is where they should have started back in 2015 when they first went with it. This episode is perfect. We'll get into spoilers later. I got nothing wrong. It's a 10. My only fear is that can they finish it the last 3 episodes and give it just as good if they'd gotten. I thought last week's episode was the end of the first story arc, but actually episode 5 is the end of this story arc. This was perfect. There were so many callbacks to Rebels, the entire show. It was a callback to Clone Wars, especially season 7 and this final story arcs. It was just great. Sleepy, Speedo guy, what do you think?
Speedo guy. It ain't happening. I don't know what y'all are playing at here, but it ain't.
Come on, we got focus. Focus.
Focus me back up. It's a 10. I didn't need to watch Rebels to enjoy any bit of this episode. Like, the Easter egg video helped me understand where it was taking place and how it was happening, but just watching him start off. Oh, I don't want to do spoilers yet. I wish they would do it later. But this episode was so good. Since all I want to do is spoilers, let's get Gecko's reaction first.
Gecko, give us your reaction real quick, and then go.
It's a 10. Even though I don't know everything that happened or nothing, it's still Star Wars. As a fan, I enjoy what I seen. I liked how Ahsoka and Anakin, they showed them younger. I'm guessing through the Clone Wars.
Now I want to stop you right there. That was a reenactment. The way they looked was 100% to the Rebels episode and to the Clone Wars episode. His short hair is when she first meets him in the actual movie, and then the long hair is the last time she sees him. Go ahead.
So I love everything about the episode. The thing that I really loved, without going into spoiler, was the ending, which we will get there. But that ending was amazing. I love that ending. I'm glad it was longer than the week before and way longer than 2 weeks before. But I want more every time. Like the way it ended, I thought it was perfect. You left it in the perfect spot where you're like, yeah, I want more. And if you're a fan of this and don't know all the lore, it puts you in the position to start looking to get the explanation instead of waiting till Tuesday to watch the episode. You're here looking like, oh damn, where does this come from? Oh, where does this lead? And I thought it was perfect. Like, to be honest, the acting was nice. I liked it. And we have to go into spoiler into that, but I liked it a lot.
So go ahead, start us off on spoilers, whatever you want to talk about.
So I liked it, when they first start, and I liked it how everything was like a little callback. Like when he's walking, then he flashes and he looks like Darth Vader with the sword, and then she like snapbacks and sees Anakin. I liked it how at the beginning she's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna fight you," and he's like, "Well, you're gonna have to." And they start
remember, specifically said, I heard that before. That's a callback to Return of the Jedi when Luke refused to fight Vader. And then Vader attacked him anyway. Go ahead.
Okay, so now I get it. I thought it was like a rebel.
What I'll do is, whenever you guys, I'll just cut in and just say something. So go ahead.
Okay, and I liked it I liked how the whole thing started. Now I got a couple questions. And I don't know if you could answer this, but the kid got Jedi powers
Okay,
or no? Because
okay, yes. Okay, his father is Kanan Jarrus, who was the leader of the Ghost Crew on Rebels. He was a Padawan that you see, Sleep, you'll know this, in the first episode of Bad Batch, who escapes. You see him as a child while his master gets killed. Then he's an adult on Rebels who discovers Ezra is force sensitive. So that's his kid with Hera. So yes, he is force sensitive. He will be a Padawan eventually. The question is, was he killed at Luke's school by Kylo Ren? That's one of the big questions. Now I know I just blew his mind there.
Yeah.
Okay, Sleepy, you got a spoiler question here?
Oh,
I'll
I
answer
have
what I can.
so many spoilers. I don't have many questions. I have many like wow moments. Right off the bat, he's just walking right up to her, just calling her Snips. Like that's straight from Clone Wars when they first
Yes.
met each other. It's because she
Hmm.
was snippy as hell. She
Yeah.
was his literal alter ego. And you see that in the entire battle that he's flipping to the dark side. But
Yeah.
when fully there and then she disarms him and drops it, he flips back to the light side. So I can't help but to think if she would have stayed, maybe she would have been the anchor to keep him on the light side.
Okay, she believes that. Some of the theories are that the flashes are she knows he's Vader, but maybe this version of Anakin doesn't know that he became Vader. So you're seeing it through her perspective. So when she sees him, she sees the flash of Vader because in the show Rebels season 2, they fought and she cut his mask in half just like in Obi-Wan, and she realized that Anakin was Darth Vader. And then she pushed Kanan and Ezra out of the temple and fought him, and she was killed. Now, in season 4 of Rebels, Ezra brings her into that place, the world between worlds, and saves her. So that's where that comes from. Because what you're seeing is her last memory of Ezra in the world between worlds. And would you like to have your mind blown real quick?
Yeah,
The
always.
little girl who played Ahsoka is the same little girl who played Gamora in Infinity War and Endgame. That's her 3-4 years later, growing up a little bit.
I thought she looked a little familiar.
Right.
I was gonna say
Honestly,
the same
just a
thing.
little bit.
Yeah.
Like I thought
Which
she
is
It's
looked
the
familiar.
fuzzy cheek thing.
yeah,
I don't.
which
It's
was
the fuzzy
crazy.
cheek thing.
You got to see what Ahsoka looks like without the headdress, and if you see Screen Crush's Photoshop, you can see that they actually do have ears underneath that sort of headpiece there for that creature. So that was pretty interesting. Another thing I like that the entire armor that Anakin wore is the one he wore during actual Clone Wars. So that's a suit of armor. It's not like clothes, that is metal armor. The actual troops you see in the second part of that flashback is this season 7 of Rebels where they're seizing Mandalore and they're fighting Maul, which everybody thought Maul would actually be there, make a cameo, but he didn't. And that is Captain Rex. It is Tamara Morrison doing the voice, and that is Captain Rex, who was later, you saw an older version in Rebels as well. I love I I love the Purgle, the little space whales, how she realized that she had to talk to them. And you got to see her in white and actually talk to the whales and realize that I need you guys to take me there. And she had to convince them of that. I like the fact that Senator Organa or Princess Leia tried to stall so Hera could give Hera more time to find Ahsoka, because Leia was always the rebel, always doing all different kinds of things to support the rebellion. So you're seeing the first days of the resistance, which was against the First Order in the sequel trilogy. And I think the next 3 episodes are going to focus strictly on Thrawn. I think we're getting Thrawn next week for sure, but probably at the end they will find Thrawn. And I think they were also applying Ezra at the beginning of episode 7. So
Ahsoka season 2?
I think you have to.
You can't
I don't know,
not
because
at
the
this point.
ratings for the first 3 episodes weren't great, but the ratings for the last 2 are like off the charts now. People have
Well,
finally bought in. So I think
Anakin.
I don't know the story, but it looks like we need a season 2.
I think the word of mouth, of people talking and being like,
Hmm.
hey, look, you should watch this show. A lot of people
Yeah,
don't be like, know when things come out and stuff. So I feel
yeah,
like probably the word of mouth, like, hey, have you seen this show? Because I know I told my brother, like, and he's like, oh, I haven't seen that. I might have to check it out. So I had told him about a couple episodes, shows that he hasn't seen and he ended up watching them. So probably that's, it's something that's helping the show. To be honest, the past 2 weeks it's been 10.
yeah.
Even though we're kind of scared. Because can they live up to the last three? Well, how many episodes is the season?
It's 8 episodes, so we got
Eh,
3 more to go.
Three. And there's I don't unless they pull a Mandalorian that they promise all this and don't show shit at the end. I really don't see how they could fuck this shit up.
Well, Thrawn on Rebels was great. Max Mikkelsen did a great voice. They did a great portrayal of him. Now the pressure is to recreate that in real life. Can he do it in real life? Voice acting is easy because the animators do all the work. All you do is provide the voice. Now you got to do this in real life. And I got to see if he can pull it off. It's easy for Bo-Katan to do it in The Mandalorian because Katie Sackhoff did the voice. She did a really good job on The Mandalorian bringing that character to real life. Now the pressure's on Mag Mikkelsen to live up to it. I'd be hurt personally if they fucked up the last 3 episodes. I'm just gonna say it. Pissed. I'd be hurt because
It'd be a
you set me up
carnage.
with 5 straight 10s. You gave me 2 episodes the first week. My only gripes about last week was it was so fucking short. But these are great episodes. And
But it was short because of this episode.
yes,
Like they cut you short last week to build you up to what the fuck, Anakin? The
yeah,
fuck? And then boom, we get this banger of a fucking episode
yes,
where you're
yes,
seeing her throughout her entire life go through all these Anakin's forcing her to accept, yeah, I'm fucking Vader. But you gotta live. You can't
yeah.
just keep holding yourself back because of what happened back then.
Good.
Because
That's what
if
I
you
was about to say.
continue
Yep,
to punish yourself, you're going to die like you just did.
yep.
Like it's insane how someone we see is so bad can still be portrayed as good
Yep.
because he only
Well,
went bad because of his love for another person, and I guess you could say he did love his Padawan. He taught her how to survive Order 66.
yeah.
Like,
Well, think about it. A lot of Jedi's. Remember, Obi-Wan was going to leave for Bo-Katan's sister, had she said the word. So Obi-Wan was getting him a little piece on the side as well. But she decided, no, I'm going to give myself to my planet, like country, just like Queen Elizabeth, and that'll become my prime priority. I'm going to forego love. Qui-Gon Jinn, the one who trained Obi-Wan, the one who discovered Anakin, was a rebel against what the Jedi were doing. That's why Count Dooku left, because he didn't agree with what the Jedi were doing. A lot of people had questions about the Jedi, and we see cutting yourself off from love sort of fucked them up. And you see the political ramifications of that. It's sort of like, let's go there, the priesthood, and not being able to marry and have kids in the Catholic religion. Other religions don't do that. And that's sort of George Lucas giving you a little nod about the Jedi. When you cut yourself off from love, you cut yourself off from a lot of things. And that's
yeah,
why the Jedi struggle. Go ahead.
you also think a big problem with that is too they couldn't have love, so they couldn't have children. They can't cast the Force genes on.
But think about it. They took Obi-Wan away when he was 3 or 4 years old. He remember he said in his show he has a brother. He think he knew his name. He ain't seen him since.
Damn.
So yeah,
That's
like
cool.
so when if you see the Padawan, if you see any of the younglings there, they're taken away as basically babies. You're 3 or 4, and then your family. That's it. You never see them again. At first, they didn't want to train Anakin. He was like 9 or 10. He was too old, and Qui-Gon was going to train him anyway. And he made Obi-Wan promise on his deathbed to train Anakin. He was too old. Same with Luke in A New Hope. Luke's 20 years old. You're too old for us to start training you. Yoda didn't want to do it. So a lot of these, they were a really strange cult, is what we would call it if this was modern day. And their shit fucked up. Go ahead.
Tony's funny. He said if this was a cult.
No, I'm just
No, but it is true because it is true what you say. If they take, because I'm guessing the way they see it is the more you grow, the more you catch feeling towards people.
right.
So you can't commit yourself fully to, let's say religion or cult, whatever. You can't. Yeah. So I see it where it goes, bro. Like it is sad, but it is true. Half of the time we do say that's why they got killed. It was little kids,
Yeah.
order,
66.
And that's the thing. But like Sleepy said, it still was a great episode.
Yes.
Everything,
Oh, yes.
the
Perfect.
way they explain everything, to be honest, I can't really find nothing to complain. The ending is perfect. I think
Oh,
that
no. I have one big complaint. One
that well was
big
that a
complaint.
well?
Was it long enough?
Those are the space wells. You mean the one that when they put the ship inside?
Yeah.
Purgles?
Yeah, there was a giant space well, the Purgo. But yeah, but I do have one complaint.
What is
I'm
it?
sick and tired of Milwaukee being shitted on. This was shown in theaters around the world. Milwaukee didn't get picked. Disney, Lucasfilm. Why the fuck didn't that come to Milwaukee? We could have gladly went to the theater. We'd have been there. We would have. That theater would have sold out. So that's my only complaint. I wanted that motherfucker. Yeah.
We would have watched that shit 4 fucking times.
Oh hell yeah, we would have never left.
I would have.
there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we
man.
have to get on those lists. We always get shitted on about those lists. I said that's my only complaint for the week. Episode was great. I sat there in a recliner at the edge of it, sitting up like this. I never went back from the second it started to the second it ended. I was just focused.
Imagining on a big screen.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They need to like make it on the big screen. They are ready for movies. I feel like they're ready for movies. At least attempting one.
I think they're afraid. I think they're 100% afraid to fail. I don't think they will fail. I agree with you. I know, but it's different now.
This is like
think about it. Had they put
bangers
had they put the first 3 episodes should have been a movie. 4 and 5 should have been a movie released in theaters. 6, 7, and 8, I guarantee you, will seem like a movie that should have been in theaters. It's the same with Andor. It's the same with Obi-Wan. Same with parts of Mandalorian. Should have been in theaters. Gecko.
See, and that's the thing we always talk. Like if you see with the Star Wars show, it's almost every 3 or 4 episode tells a story arc, and when you see it, it's perfect for theater. Like I would like to see this in theater, to be honest. Like if, like you said, if you give me Andor the first 3 episodes, then the next 3 episodes, I'll go see it.
Yeah,
I'll go see it. You make that whatever editing you need, take the ending, or you know what? I'll put it like this. I'm not taking no shot on no anime or the Japanese art, how they control it, but how they did with Demon Slayer. They gave us like the last 3 episodes of season 2 and then put the first episode of season 3. I mean, the first episode. Why don't you do that? Give and I'm just saying, it's not like they cut the the outro and the intro. No, when I went to see that Demon Slayer movie, it had the outro and the intro. Outro, intro, outro, intro. And it was like an hour and something. And it was like 3 episodes I already seen. And then I seen a new episode. And I liked it. I wouldn't mind going
It
to see
made
it like
money.
that. It
It,
did.
it it made money. It was in the top 10 for the week. Like to me, if you put all 8 episodes in a theater, you do a marathon. You run the credits because that gives me time to go to the bathroom real quick. Gives me time to go get us another soda. So I think I would. I know they're not going to do it. I would get a theater, put all 8 episodes in there.
It's perfect for the theater.
Yeah.
Hey, but if they want to make like some quick money, that's your way to make some quick money. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah. Because it's only going to do $5 or $6 million that week, but that's 5 or 6 million more you got. You're not making any money off of Disney Plus. So if you put it in theaters, you're going to get some foot traffic there, and that'll do for all your shows. I would have loved to, whether I like She-Hulk or not, I would have rather seen it in a theater with the special effects done. Because then that means you took the time and did the special effects. Same with Miss Marvel, same with Loki season 2. Put that in theaters, like at the end of it. Do a weekend where it's in theaters, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Boom, people are there. Because there's a writer's strike, there's an actor strike. There's not a lot of new content coming out. They're setting on a lot. Take Ahsoka right now, put it in theater in mid-October on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I guarantee you, even though it's football season, if there's a Sunday y'all want to go, I'm giving up a Sunday for football.
I'm all in. I don't care. I'm going.
Yeah.
me too.
So that's our review.
Yeah.
If you like what you're seeing, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. At 2,000 subscribers, we will give away a PS5. If Tony's Super Bowl pick is right, somebody gonna be twerking the Macarena all over it live Sunday for our first live show. If I get my Super Bowl pick right. Deuces, nerds.
Deuces.